What's up, guys? Sloppy Joe here. So I'm going to give you guys a quick update on Alfa number 2, the black Alfa, or it's actually an anthracite, you know, like a dark gunmetal gray paint color. So I'm going to give you an update on that, show you where we're at. I've made leaps and bounds as far as progress goes because, you know, when I picked up the car about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago now, the engine had not turned over or run in quite a while, I think over a year. And that was due to the previous owner not being very mechanical, and in his words, it was running strong until it wasn't running at all. So as far as he knew, it was in good shape, but he just couldn't chase the gremlins that were causing the issues. So I was assured that it was a strong runner, just needed to find the problem. So I took his word for it. Actually that worked out well because I've chased all the gremlins out of the car and it is running and purring like a kitten, and everything's good. So I'm going to give you guys a quick update rundown. I know a few people have a few guys have PM'd me, and I've gotten some emails as well about the car, people that are interested and they wanted some updates. So I'm just going to kind of hit everybody all at once and throw up a video, show where the car is at, if anyone's interested just in the progress we're making, because you know, with our recent article in Petrolicious involving the red car, and kind of give you guys an update of where we're at with the black car. So let's hit it. So here it is. I'm gonna get down low because it looks cool low like this. So again, it's a anthracite, dark gunmetal gray, very dark, almost black. It has the black Team Dynamic wheels, which I think the black on black basically, I think that's a really sharp look. Especially in the direct sunlight and everything, that's a really evil looking car. So it's yeah, anyway, enough, you know, you could say everything in the world about these cars. They're just so cool looking. So here's where I've been spending the majority of my time recently. I've just about lived under this hood for the last 2 weeks. I do want to thank Rob Steele, a couple other guys, and of course, you know, IAP and Centerline and all the places where we get parts. So what we've done is a lot of cleaning. Everything was filthy. Everything was coated in oil and grime because the original hydraulic tensioner buried down below was letting go and slinging oil everywhere. So there was oil and grime and just on everything. So a lot of this had to come out and be cleaned. You know, the radiator came out. I had the radiator checked and tested, make sure it's not leaking. It's good. And even had a nice coat of black. I had it respray. You know, I resprayed it black, so it's nice and fresh looking. You know, the valve covers, the plenum came off. I gave those all a nice bath and got as much of the sludge off as I can, so now they're as clean as possible without going into the harsh chemicals or refinishing them. So I'm going to resist the urge to powder coat anything because I want to leave the car as original of a representation of this car that it can be, because I am going to sell it on. I'm sure whoever wants it wants kind of a clean slate as far as what the car is. So anyway, so everything's been cleaned up. I've gone over everything as far as the engine's concerned. The intake box, everything's just been completely wiped down and cleaned. It's got new valve cover gaskets, new spark plug, the seals. Those were crusty and dry, so those came out. New ones went in. New spark plugs all around. It's got a new timing belt. It has a, let's see if I can get down there and see it. Down in there, it's got a new alternator water pump belt. Alternator was rebuilt a year ago, so that's fresh. Because I think the car has got a total of about 100 miles on it since that thing was rebuilt. New cap and rotor. Many of the air intake hoses have been replaced or swapped with, you know, better parts because they were dried, cracking. I didn't trust them, so I replaced them. The air intake hose, the air intake tube here, this is replaced. This is a almost new. You can see how it's, let's see if I can get this just right. You can see it's very soft and pliable and squishy. It's not dried out and hard like some of them are. So this is a very good extra intake hose. It's got a K&N filter in it. I had a spare K&N. That went in. And I know there's some other odds and ends that I did, but I can't think of them right now. But anyways, the engine bay has completely been cleaned, given a nice bath, a once over. Anything that needed replacing got replaced with either new or better than or like new parts. So it's a very clean, good, honest engine. Compression test checked out at 160 to 164 across the board. So the engine is nice and tight. It's a good running engine. As far as the body goes, the bumpers are unmolested. They have not been pushed in, which is nice. All the plastic is original, all the bumper trim and all that. Of course, you have the Teen Dynamic wheels. Those, of course, go all the way around. The rear bumper as well has not been pushed in, so that's in its factory spot. All the glass is original. So the car's not been in any major accidents or anything where it's needed glass replacement. Glass is original. Nobody's broken into it. All the metal is straight. Let me see if I can get this as right in this nice setting sun. That's actually very perfect. You can see the metal is straight. And that goes for both sides. This side will be harder to see, but you can see the metal is straight. Which is fantastic. And on top of that, the car is pretty much rust free. You can see in the shock tower areas here, there's no rust there. This one you can see no rust. Underneath the window right here, where this is basically this spot right in here, rusts like crazy. That's good. Same with the other side. You can see nothing there, nice and smooth. Same with the rear deck lid area. There's no rust in there. You got pine needles, but no rust. I haven't cleaned up everything back here yet. The biggest thing is the rockers. The rockers are rust-free. They're dirty, but they're rust-free. You can see the arches. This is all smooth metal. There's no rust in this rocker at all, and it goes for the other side as well. And I know that's a huge thing, because that is a lot of money not being spent on this car for whoever gets it, because this metal is perfect. There's nothing wrong with it. So that is a rare, that's a rare thing. That goes from front to back. There's no rust anywhere on the rockers. Shock towers are good. Under the windows are good. All the glass is original. The front end hasn't been molested or messed up or hit or bumped or anything. The hood, you can see that. I mean, the hood again is straight. A couple, there's a couple rock chips and dings, which would be expected, but the metal overall is in great shape. The paint is in great shape. I haven't done anything to this metal at all. It's the metal itself, the paint. It's a little rough. It needs to be polished and buffed, and I haven't gotten that far yet. But you can see, there's the car. There's a reflection of the car, and I haven't touched the metal. This is, uncleaned metal. I haven't touched it. I have not given it the sloppy Joe treatment that it deserves yet, but I will. So this car is going to get a complete buff and polish. Here you can see with the sun setting, And again, the whole car, I haven't buffed, polished, waxed it. The paint is all, if you feel it, it feels like, you know, 2000 grit sandpaper. It just has that little bit of crap that is stuck to the paint because it needs a buff and a polish and all. It needs a detail, and I haven't gotten that far yet. And it's, you can see it's just a very honest, straight car. I don't know if it's been repainted. I couldn't tell you, and if it was, I don't know when it was, but it's in good shape. The only thing letting it down, just the roof where the clear coat's peeled back, and I haven't decided if I'm going to have this resprayed and have it re-cleared to match the rest of the car, and that's something I can do. And but I haven't decided if I'm going to go that far into it yet, depending on interest in the car and what people want. If somebody wanted to change the color of the car, then I wouldn't bother with the top, but I would think leaving the car the color it is would be appropriate. I think it's beautiful. So I may give the sloppy Joe treatment and hit the roof and basically blend it somewhere in this area in the A-pillar and refinish the roof and give it a fresh spray and clear. So anyway, interior, I've got all the seats out. Let me open the door so you can see seats are all out. Julia is working on the seats right now, between her working full-time and studying for school. She's helping out with this when she can, but I'll probably tackle it now full-time because I've got the engine put back together. So the back seats are out. The carpet's going to come out, get a full cleaning, shampooing, and beautifying before it goes back in. I'll check, you know, depending on, I might do some sound deadener, but I'll probably leave it as is, because the car sounds real good, and I'll start the car in a moment. Where I've been devoting my time is to the dashboard. A lot of the gauges, the clusters and everything were, when I picked up the car, they were all just kind of set in the place, but nothing was plugged in, and nothing worked. So I've been spending time getting all the gauges, the wiring, everything to work, making sure, you know, the windows go up and down, which they do now, making sure everything in here works, the horn, the gauges, the lights, everything. So everything works electronically. The headlights, the signals, the wipers, trying to think what else. Everything. That's the good news. Whereas a week ago, nothing worked. It now all works. So electronically, the car is solid. I've gone through the dashboard, taken it all apart, cleaned it up, put it all back together, tested contacts. Everything's good. Everything works. So I guess while we're sitting here, let's fire this sucker up and let you guys hear it. So I will flip the key, and as you can see, gauges light up, and let's see, you can see the temperature, stone cold. I have not started this car today, so I have complete faith in my ability that this car is going to start for you guys stone cold, because it's been sloppy joed. So here we go. Woohoo, look at that. I'm actually a little bit surprised. So there it is, humming away like a sewing machine. Go around the side here. You know, the cool thing is there's no smoke, There's no oil spitting out, there's no condensation, there's none of that. It's just nice, even exhaust pulses, which is good. That's a good sign. Again, in here, tachometer's working, clock works, everything works. Oil pressure's up, everything's good. So so that's good. Everything checks out. I had faith that it was going to start, but I was a little surprised it started as fast as it did. Last night when I got it to fire, it took a little coaxing, a little willpower to get it to go, but it sounds like it's a lot happier now that it's had a chance to run and circulate a little bit. We'll say it's stretched and loosened up a little. So anyway, that's it. That's where we're at. Like I said, the seats are being worked on, re-oiled. I'm giving them a treatment with some mink oil, softening them up, going through everything, cleaning, and other than that, I mean, that's kind of where we're at. Not much else to really talk about. Ideally, you know, I'll probably be wrapped up with the interior in a week or two. And then from there, I'm going to get the car up in the air, go through the bottom end, clean everything up, make sure everything checks out, and then hit it with a buffing wheel, polish it, wax it, and then kind of, you know, make a big decision on if I'm going to tackle the roof, give the roof a respray, so it at least matches the rest of the car. Like I said, I'm not sure if Alfa Romeo clear coated their cars. I don't think they did, so if they did, cool. If they didn't, then, you know, the car probably, you know, from 20 feet away, the car's beautiful. You get up close, you look at the roof. But like I said, if I respray it and blend it, you could drive this car and have no shame in driving it for years before you would have to actually really consider doing a respray. But even as is, I would drive this car every single day and be perfectly happy. The car's gorgeous. I mean, just look at it. It's just a very beautiful car. It's a very mean, evil, beautiful thing. So anyway, that's where we're at. I suppose, well, I could go through just so you could see, you know, the electrical. Again, nothing worked. Now everything works. So we have headlights, signals, they all work. Wipers, like I said, the wipers work. Everything works. So basically, we're turning a car that hadn't rolled, started, done anything in over a year, and just a matter of a few weeks, we've now got a running, rolling car, minus an interior, with all the electrical working. So I'm going to end this video now, and I'm going to get back to working on some of this stuff because it's probably going to rain and it's going to get dark soon, and then that means it's time to go inside and drink more beer. So if anybody has any questions about the car or anything like that, like I said, I know some guys have PM'd me with interest in the car. I've gotten emails from several people, just kind of, you know, I would say casual inquiries into the car. But if anyone has any specific comments, or not comments, any questions about the car, feel free to ask, PM me, let me know. But otherwise, that's where we're at, and I'm going to get back to it. So get out, turn some wrenches today, enjoy a beer, do whatever you're doing, and I'm going to get back to it. So talk to you guys later.